Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks so much for tuning in to this meditation for inner peace. Come to a comfortable seated position and let's get started. Bring your hands gently together. A nice long deep inhale. As you exhale, rest your hands down to any comfortable position. Begin with a few moments of mindfulness. Tune in to the quality of your breath. Notice the feeling, the sensation of the breath moving in. Notice the feeling and the sensation of the breath moving out. Feel perhaps the breath making contact inside the nostrils and along your upper lip so that you can really just feel exactly the sensation of the inflowing and the outgoing breath. Whenever your mind tends to drift off towards other thoughts, gently root your attention back to the simple sensation of your breath. Breath moving in, breath moving out. You might find it helpful to say in as you breathe in, out as you breathe out, cultivating a calm and equanimous mind, maintaining a neutral, objective point of view where what is simply is. Using the object of meditation as the breath allows you to practice equanimity, non-judgment, so that your breath is simply the breath, free from any stories you might tell about good or bad. Instead, in the pure awareness of what is, the mind can finally rest. If you notice some strong emotions that seem to bubble up to the surface, you find yourself getting riled up, or you notice some pesky, anxious thoughts seem to filter in despite your best effort to stay focused on the breath. Just observe what is. Strong emotions are present, and then redirect your mind back to the breath, back to the breath. It is the practice of returning over and over again to the breath that trains the mind to be steadfast and single-pointed. And it is the training to observe what is, whether breath is warm or cool, deep or shallow, without any judgment, without any attachment to any particular type of breath. This is the training in equanimity that calms the mind and frees you from all the past chains and stories. In this space, there is freedom and there is peace. Emotions, while powerful, are fleeting, like clouds rolling through the vast expanse of the sky. And there is always a path towards peace underneath the tumultuous nature of thought and emotion. No matter what you're experiencing, there is always a path towards peace. When you've lost your center, you can begin once more to find your way back by tuning in to the simple reality of your breath and observing breath as breath. In as you breathe in, out as you breathe out, whether warm or cool, deep or shallow, whether heavy or light, the breath simply is. No matter how many times you have to call the mind back from a cycle of thoughts, no matter how strong the emotions are, the thread of the breath remains steady with you as long as you remain here in this body on earth. In as you breathe in, out as you breathe out, over and over again, breath as breath. This practice of concentrating the mind on the breath sets you free from all those old patterns rooted in the past, patterns of judgments, patterns that keep you locked in repetition of suffering over and over again. You can choose freedom in any moment, just like you can choose freedom right now. Drop the story of preference, like and dislike, all just play of the ego, and choose instead the path of equanimity, the path of your higher minds, the path of awakening, where what is simply is. After a few moments of practice, mindful awareness on your breath, perhaps you'd like to see if it's possible to find that path towards peace in another area of your life. Perhaps there's a sticky point, something that feels stuck in your life right now. It might be something related to relationships, career, or even just about yourself. For a moment, be aware of what is, and separate the reality from your judgment, the story that you're telling about reality. Any time you might find yourself beating yourself up, rehashing the past, ruminating, is just a cycle of emotion and judgment. There's a path to peace. What is simply is. Feel within your heart the truth. I can choose peace right now. I can be at peace with all circumstances in my life. I choose peace. What is simply is. I drop and release all negative stories about my past experience. I drop and release all that keeps me locked in cycles of suffering. I choose peace. Peace for myself. Peace as an expression in my life. No matter what seems like a mistake or a pitfall, there is still a path for me to be in peace and harmony with all that I've experienced, where what is simply is. As I choose to remain equanimous and focused on my breath, the inflowing and the outgoing breath, I choose to remain equanimous and focused on reality as reality. I release my stories. I release my judgment. I release my ego. I choose peace. For myself, may I be led into whatever course of action will bring peace and harmony into my life. May I drop the war with myself. May I be at peace with myself. May I find and be guided towards actions, relationships, and experiences that lead towards peace and harmony. May I live in peace and in harmony with all things. For a moment, be aware of all beings, so many suffering beings caught in cycles of suffering and judgment, rooted in past reactivity. Offer a prayer for all beings to choose peace and freedom, to find their way out of endless cycles of suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings live in harmony. May all beings be filled with love. Bring your hands gently together. A nice long deep inhale. as you exhale, softly open the eyes. Thanks so much for joining me on this meditation. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be filled with love. Namaste.